For 27 years, the family of Tupac Shakur has been waiting for justice. We are here today to announce the arrest of 60-year-old Dwayne Keith Davis.
You have to be curious to what they raided his house about. You know, Keefy D was doing a lot of speaking.
You know that old saying, how lies can keep spinning for ages, but eventually the truth kicks down the door? Well, guess what? Today might just be the long-awaited day. Fresh reports just spilled the tea that they've nabbed Tupac's killer. And hold on to your hats, because it looks like the heat might be closing in on Diddy, too.
Do you feel like Puffy owe you?
Yeah, he should. I think he should look out. He look out for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
All them gnats, you know, they can't really touch me. Y'all, at the end of the day, y'all see and y'all know what it is. You know, the track record.
So what exactly is going on? The murder of the iconic rapper Tupac Shakur has been a chilling unsolved mystery that has haunted the music industry and fans for over 2 decades. However, recent developments suggest that the long-elusive truth might finally be emerging from the shadows. In a twist of fate that could only happen in the world of sensational scandals, Las Vegas detectives slapped the cuffs on none other than Dwayne Keith D. Davis, a 60-year-old gang leader with a penchant for trouble. His arrest has sent shockwaves through the industry and given a glimmer of hope to those who have longed for justice in Tupac's murder case. Mopremi Shakur, Tupac's stepbrother, couldn't help but express mixed emotions about the arrest. He called it bittersweet, raising an eyebrow as he revealed that they had been well aware of Keith D's involvement for years. The million-dollar question remains, why did it take authorities so long to nab a suspect who had been brazenly spilling the beans about his role in the crime? Homicide Lieutenant Jason Johansson didn't mince words during a riveting press conference following Keith D's arrest. He labeled Davis as the leader and shot caller, leaving the room buzzing with questions. Interestingly, many of the facts surrounding the case were already in the hands of law enforcement during the early stages of the investigation. But the case took an unexpected turn when Keith D started making admissions to his involvement in 2018. Sheriff Kevin McMahon chimed in, making it crystal clear that this case was far from over. He assured the public that they were actively building a successful prosecution. It's safe to say that Nevada's grand jury was convinced, as they indicted Davis for the murder after several months of intense deliberation. His arrest came as a surprise while he was casually taking a stroll near his home. What sets Keith D apart from the run-of-the-mill suspects in this case is his astonishing willingness to spill the tea publicly. He openly admitted to being at the scene of the drive-by shooting that claimed Tupac's life in 1996. He didn't stop there. He even confessed to passing the murder weapon to another gang member, making it all too clear that there were skeletons lurking in the hip-hop world's closet. But wait, there's more. In a shocking 2019 tell-all memoir titled Compton Street Legend, Keith D spilled the beans on his involvement. He claimed to have been cruising in the very same Cadillac that was involved in the shooting. In this explosive literary piece, he let the cat out of the bag, stating that he had actually informed authorities about his participation in the back in 2010 during a super-secret meeting with federal and local law enforcement. However, Davis alleged that the authorities had promised him immunity in exchange for his cooperation, raising eyebrows about the handling of the case. And it doesn't end there. In the riveting documentary, 2Pac, released in 2018, Keith D dropped the mother of all bombs. He boldly stated that he was riding shotgun in the car with his nephew, Orlando Baby Lane Anderson, on the night of the murder. He went even further, confessing to handing Anderson the murder weapon moments before the fatal shots were unleashed. Tupac Shakur was a mere 25 years old when he was struck down by 4 bullets to the chest on that fateful night of September 7, 1996, in Las Vegas. His untimely demise left the world in shock, and now Keith D's audacity to openly discuss his role in the crime is causing seismic waves in the music industry, especially considering the high-profile nature of the case. In a move that smacks of a Hollywood thriller, Las Vegas police swooped down on the Henderson, Nevada residence of none other than Keith D's wife, Paula Clemens, this past July. This operation was all part of the ongoing investigation into Tupac's murder, with authorities hoping to strike gold by uncovering evidence that could tie Davis to the crime. During the search, the police struck pay dirt. They recovered a stash of .40 caliber bullets from the property, crucial pieces of evidence that will undergo forensic scrutiny to determine if they are in any way connected to Tupac Shakur's tragic death. The authorities' decision to raid Keefe D's wife's home speaks volumes about the intensity of their pursuit in this case. It sends a clear signal that law enforcement is closing in on Davis, who has previously claimed that Sean Diddy Combs had distanced himself from him years ago. These developments suggest that Keefe D's revelations may have far-reaching repercussions that extend beyond his own involvement in the crime. But here comes the most crucial of this tantalizing tale: the potential connection between Sean Diddy Combs and Tupac Shakur's murder. Diddy, the music mogul himself, has managed to dance on the edge of legal repercussions for his alleged involvement in the crime, but recent twists in the story are dragging him back into the blazing spotlight. Scores of individuals, from ordinary bystanders to A-list celebrities, have woven a web connecting Tupac's murder to Diddy in one way or another.
Everybody already having the in the back of their mind, like, that he had something to do with it. Like, it's basically evident.
The theories swirling around Diddy's involvement gain traction when you peer into the murky motives and shadowy intentions lurking beneath the surface. Detective Greg Coding, a former member of the Los Angeles Police Department who is knee-deep in the Tupac Shakur murder investigation, shines a light on the labyrinthine complexity of Diddy's alleged involvement. Kading suggests that Diddy's motive may have been to shield himself from the wrath of Suge Knight, who was actively seeking vengeance for the 1995 death of a friend in Atlanta, a tragedy for which he held Diddy responsible. After Tupac's tragic demise, Suge Knight allegedly dug deep into his pockets and coughed up a cool $13,000 to hire his own hitman, a Bloods member named Wardell Poochie Faust, to snuff out Christopher Wallace, also known as Biggie Smalls, a celebrated artist and a close friend of Diddy's. This was a retaliatory move that sent shockwaves through the hip-hop world. But the real kicker is this: how did Diddy get wind of Suge Knight's vengeful intentions? It's as if he had a crystal ball predicting the danger that was headed his way. This knowledge raises a red flag, suggesting that Diddy may have had an inside source, possibly someone with ties to Suge Knight's inner circle. And who better to fit that role than Keefe D, the man of the hour with his reputed gang connections? One of the most enduring enigmas surrounding Tupac's murder is the whereabouts of the murder weapon itself. While the police managed to recover bullets and casings from the crime scene, the actual Glock gun used in the shooting has remained as elusive as a ghost in the night. Conflicting reports and rumors have swirled around the status of this elusive weapon. In 1998, a .40 caliber gun was shockingly discovered in the garden of a Compton residence, sparking speculation that it could be the murder weapon. However, ballistic tests on this firearm promptly ruled it out as a potential match. Detectives meticulously compared the casings found at the crime scene to the markings that the gun would have left on fired bullets, and the results were a resounding no match. In a bombshell revelation featured in the documentary Who Tupac?, Keefe D dropped a truth bomb that sent shockwaves through the airwaves. He claimed that the actual murder weapon mysteriously vanished on the night of the murder itself. Detective Kading himself underscored that without the murder weapon, any connections made between the discovered bullets and the murder could be considered circumstantial at best. In essence, the enigmatic disappearance of the murder weapon has thrown a massive spanner in the works, severely hampering the progress of the investigation and making it an uphill battle to establish concrete evidence. But here's where the plot thickens even further, folks. In a jaw-dropping revelation, former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson appears to assert that he possesses concrete evidence linking none other than Diddy to Tupac's death. In a candid interview with DJ Vlad, Mike Tyson made a heartfelt confession, admitting that he bears partial responsibility for the tragic loss of the iconic rapper. This unexpected disclosure has left the world stunned and reignited interest in the mysteries surrounding Tupac's death.
From prison and explained that Tupac was at the Indiana Black Expo, wanted to meet me, and that's the first day I met him.
The admission not only sheds new light on the circumstances surrounding Tupac's death, but also unveils the intricacies of the interconnected lives of these two influential figures. The friendship between a boxer and an activist may have seemed unusual, but it was truly genuine. It all began when Iron Mike was already a star, while Tupac was still trying to make a name for himself. Their paths crossed in a nightclub where the aspiring rapper amazed the baddest man on the planet with his incredible singing talent. Moreover, the charismatic singer's passion for boxing brought them even closer. This shared interest in the sport is what led them to start hanging out together and cultivate an unbreakable bond of friendship. Anyway, in a recent Drink Champs interview with DJ EFN and Noor, released on Sunday, June 11th, Iron Mike opened up about his 1992 prison stint, sharing a mind-blowing interaction with the legendary West Coast artist that caused an uproar during his visit. While at an after-party at the Palladium on Sunset in California, Mike instructed security to allow a group of young men to enter through the back of the venue, and one of those men turned out to be Tupac. Once he came into the visiting room, and there was all these hillbilly hicks, mean Aryan guys. As soon as he came up, everybody started clapping, Tyson said. They respected him. Soon as he came in the room, they started applauding. Before, Mike Tyson had shared this story with DJ Woo Kid, along with former NBA players Matt Barnes and Stack Jackson, during an episode of his Hot Boxing podcast. This was after the New York DJ had pointed out the incredibly rare artwork Tyson possesses, depicting 2Pac's compelling Machiavelli album cover artwork. The guards are saying that, "Hey, stop, sit down." He was Woo. He was a force, Tyson told Barnes, Jackson, and Woo Kid of the encounter. If he loved you, it was all love. But if he didn't like you, he looked for beef sometimes. He wanted you to know he was there. He continued, "Everywhere I go, out in Africa and Europe, people ask, what was 2Pac like? How was 2Pac everywhere all over the world?" This is what he wanted. He wanted to be immortal. During his Drink Champs